Special thank you to EA for providing access to the Life and Death expansion pack. Hello and welcome back to their Sims 4 speed build. Today we're in the world of Ravenwood, building on this 50 by 50 lot located here. There's normally a house and there is the family called the Ether family that lives here. So I bulldozed their house to create this mashup of Life and Death, Lovestruck, Horse Ranch, and some of the new cozy Kitsch kit. So right away, we're also using some eco lifestyle as well, mainly for the slats and a couple of furnishings here and there, like some decor. But ultimately, I just wanted the slats on the front there. I found this image of a house on Google and I was like, I really like that. And I think this would go well. Obviously not the same windows or anything. But like the main front, like elevation portion of it actually, was just quite nice, and it was like an all concrete house, and it just looked so nice. So I wanted to kind of recreate it. Obviously I didn't see a floor plan or anything, so I had no idea what the inside is, so I just kind of made my own. But yeah, and if you're interested in what you see on the screen, like Life and Death or the Cozy Kitsch kit, there is a sale with The Sims 4 happening right now until December 4th, 2024, where you can get up to 60% off packs. So feel free to use my creator code when checking out at thesims.com or within the EA app. It also works for other non-Sims games if you happen to play those as well. Certain ones, I'd have to look that up, but obviously I focus on Sims, but yeah, it does work for other games too. So that's pretty cool. Good to know, but I would be helpful if I actually knew, but I don't. So anyway, moving on to the build. So it was a very boxy house, and I felt like the back portion of the house needed something to kind of define it a little bit better. So what that, like those two squares that I built becomes is the kitchen and a dining room space. And then up here, I demolished the floor. That way, the living room is basically just like an open air, double floor kind of living room with beautiful floor to ceiling windows and a fireplace. Obviously, that's not going to be floor to ceiling, unfortunately, as much as that would be very nice to have. But we're using the new Life and Death chandeliers, which, looking closely at them, like they're very modern, but I'm not really certain if they're like actual lights or candles. They kind of look like they're candles, but they also look like they're lights. So I don't know, but I really like the look of them. So I use them there in that space. And I think I use them over the kitchen island and in the dining room as well, just because they're just very nice and they fit the overall aesthetic and the look that I wanted for this house. So just fixing up here, I wanted some trim on the roof piece here, so that way it didn't look so weird between the separation of the slats and then the little bit of like the wall part that's part of the roof there. And then I used the same stone that I used on the chimney, which is a Life and Death stone. I think it's like something like Crypt Walls or something, but it's really nice. It has a bunch of different colors. I went for the white one because I wanted the color to kind of like go nicely with the exterior being kind of like that beige creamy color. Inside I was going to use the exact same color as I did on the exterior, but I went for a lighter color. At first I did use the darker color like on the exterior, but I do change it out for a slightly more creamier color, which I felt worked better with all the different Horse Ranch wood tones. So it's very nice to kind of take a break from just doing like a specific base game pack build and do something where I can use multiple packs. And actually, I only used 5. So if you are interested in this particular speed build, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Here's the gallery listing. So yeah, I just used Life and Death, Lovestruck, Horse Ranch, Eco Lifestyle, and the Cozy Kitsch kit. It's a 50 by 50 house, and it's 2 bed, 3 bath, and 103,414 simoleons. Not sure what made it so expensive, but at first I was going to use a Life and Death leather sofa, but we do change that out a bit later for the Cozy Kitsch items because they just look so nice. I think I used them upstairs in like the second floor like landing area, and I'm like, why am I not using this chair downstairs? We're also using the new Life and Death kitchen. I was thinking about using Home Chef, and I do put that in here for just like a split second. And then I'm just like, no, because I always use this and I always use the white. And I wanted to use the Life and Death, but in white instead, because I liked the kind of like the stone granite countertop here with like the veining in it. I think that looked just really nice. And the backsplash is going to be horse ranch windows. I was obsessing over how these particular windows lined up, but I couldn't get it in the end, so we just take the one out and just have one over there. The new Life and Death refrigerator, which I think is really cool having the glass in. I don't think that's practical for like real life, obviously, but because I mean, if you need to open the fridge, you're going to open the door anyway. And I don't really need to see what's in my fridge, like I don't want like my leftover pizza and stuff on display, if that makes sense. Plus, a lot of the stuff is just, what if my fridge is empty? Then there's nothing on display. So in the living room, we do the Life and Death fireplace, which is an interesting choice, but I went for it because of its height. I was going to use horse ranch, but I was like, no, I kind of like the whiter color of this one, but it has skulls on it. So I don't know, when I move object placed a TV on it, you can actually see the top of the skull's eyes. Like there's no eyes in it, but like you can see them peeking over the TV. It just looks a little strange, but I just ignore it. I think it still looks really nice. And then I noticed the columns here were sticking out, the decorative columns, but then when I deleted them, they just disappeared entirely. And I decided to stray away from the stone on the interior for this more neutral, like stone color thing, I guess, with like lines in it. I was going to use it on the exterior too originally, but I felt it was too busy. But on the inside, I think it works well. And I just went for this lighter color, and I think it looks really nice in the end. I used the tool mod to rotate those columns so I didn't have the sticking out bit sticking outside. That was kind of, an annoying glitch, unfortunately. So yeah, I just kind of rotated them, I think like 90 degrees or something, just so that way the that bit that you saw sticking outside was actually inside in the chimney wall, so you don't see it at all, which is how it should be. There is a office space on the first floor, and then upstairs there are the 2 bedrooms, and there's 2 bathrooms, and so there's the primary bedroom upstairs, and then the one is styled like a girl's room, so there's a lot of pink, and there's this really cool like starry wall that we do using the Lovestruck. I think it's like an item that you can place not just on the wall but on the ceiling too. I didn't go that far and go the ceiling. I just did the wall because I thought it was really cool to have like the stars there. But here is the office space going together. I did these Life and Death bookshelves. They're like really tall. They come in a variety of colors. Really nice. And I did a horse ranch chair and then a Life and Death desk and chair. And I was thinking about putting like a console table back there behind the window and stuff, but I decided to leave it blank because I didn't want any issues with like Sims trying to get behind the desk there. It was already kind of tight and cramped, so just kind of left as is. We do this new stereo over here, which is from the Cozy Kitsch kit. And then we are putting together the living room, but these chairs don't stay. I mean, they kind of do for a little while, and then I go through some color changes, but we do come back and use the Cozy Kitsch furnishing items. So in the center here, you might have thought, oh, that would have been great for the dining room. And yeah, I did think about that. Probably could have been great, but I like the idea of the big grand piano there in the center space. It's a very nice focal point, and then you have the staircase over here. Bit of a different spot, but I just liked how it looked all together, and then having the kitchen space and then the dining room off the kitchen. But I probably could have done away with that, and then I could have had some access to the backyard from the kitchen space. At one point I did decide, or try to at least, like delete the walls to like underneath the staircase and put a door out that way. But I didn't like the looks of it, and I was also kind of worried, like, well, what if Sims can't walk under the steps? I know in some cases they can, but like the way this was, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we don't need a door to the backyard, because really the backyard isn't like It really isn't done up. I didn't do any kind of pool or anything with this particular house. I did do some gardening, like a lot of garden plots. So your Sims better really like gardening. And I did a bonfire, which is a base game item now. Like it's this huge fire ring. It doesn't have chairs snapped to it, so I did put some benches around it, but it was a base game item that was patched in with the Life and Death patch, so it's available for everyone to use, and I think it's really nice. So yeah, just trying to figure out curtains in the dining room, and we end up with base game curtains in here, and I also use the same in the kitchen as well. Just kind of place them up here around the windows. I was thinking about resizing them, but then it didn't really work because you saw the weird like line and they were like glitching. So we just left it as is. And this is where I was experimenting with that door under the stairs. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I tried a different color, couple different doors to kind of like match with the wood on the windows there, but didn't really find anything I liked. And then the one like barn door was too big. So I was just like, well, we don't need a door there. Moving on upstairs now, we are doing the primary bedroom. I opted for the brand new Life and Death bed, the side tables, the dresser, and then I mixed it with the Lovestruck mirror. In the primary bath, we do double vanities. This is using a Life and Death sink. It's kind of the same one as in the kitchen, but shh, it's okay. It works. It's a sink. I think this is a Lovestruck mirror. But I did lower it down because it's insanely high. I was like, my gosh, like, why is it so far up on the wall? And then we have the new Life and Death bath. And I used the Lovestruck wall shower. So these towels, interestingly enough, I was like fighting to place them because I resized the stool. That little stool table thing is actually from the Cozy Kitsch kit, but it's very large. So I did size it down just one using the bracket keys. But these towels, I don't think they stayed because when I placed the build from the gallery, because I lost my terrain painting, when I went in to take screenshots, the towels weren't there, but that's okay. It still looks okay, like not having the towels. Doing some bedroom related clutter, but again, not too much. And then we do some curtains in here. I think these are just base game curtains, nothing too fancy, but I just liked how they looked and it kind of just tied everything together nicely, keeping the white clean look. Just trying to decide on an area rug to go underneath the bed, and I went for a Life and Death area rug. And then this Lovestruck photo, and then we use this Cozy Kitsch, like arranged photos. Now we're doing the other bedroom, the second bedroom of the house, and I went for more of like a pinky peach color in here. And I'm placing these stars now, but then I changed the wall color to black and then pink. And then we slide in a dresser and a desk / vanity combo thing. I kind of like mixed and mashed a couple of the items, like the perfumes and nail polish and things like that, but also some desk related clutter like books and the pens and the scissors, and you also have a computer. I think it looks nice how it turned out because then you have like the mirror behind it with like the little photos. I think that's a Lovestruck mirror. It's just like an alternative version with some photos. And then this cute little penguin is a Lovestruck penguin. And then we have little Lovestruck flowers on the Cozy Kitsch table. So it works out very well. Multiple uses and multiple purposes here. Just two bedside lamps, nothing too spectacular there. And then this really cool curvy Lovestruck area rug goes underneath the bed. And then I was looking around for some more photos, and I finally found the one I was looking for, which is from the Cozy Kitsch kit. It just kind of has like those Simlish words on it. And then this Lovestruck like decorative clutter here for the bathroom off of the second bedroom here. But I went for like a white gold in here. I was thinking about pink, but we do paint the walls pink and keep with the gold theme. So I think it works out well. It kind of matches the bedroom itself. Just having pink and gold, you kind of have to, go all in and embrace it. But we do change out the tile here quickly to a Lovestruck tile, which is just solid white instead of the base game tile I was using previously. Do a little vase of flowers in there. And then this little like bookshelf thing that I just placed is from the Cozy Kitsch kit, along with some of the photos there. This photo centered is from the Cozy Kitsch. The butterfly is his base game. And then we have this beautiful chair. Well, we do when I flip around, but just kind of placing some candles that I was like, oh, there they are. They're Lovestruck candles, and they're really nice to use. But yeah, I found this like really nice, like greenish chair, which I was like, that's perfect. We're grabbing 2 of these sunbursts from the Cozy Kitsch kit, which I thought was great to kind of liven up this wall here. And then I found these Lovestruck like lights that cast the light upwards. And I thought they were so nice to use because they look very modern, I think. So it really complements how that space looks. And then this is where I swap out the living room furniture for the Cozy Kitsch furniture. And I think it just looks so much better having that darker color, that darker green. And then you have the cushions and the pillows and the chairs just kind of all like they're all part of the same set, so they feel very like cohesive and stuff. And now we're just finishing up some clutter in the kitchen, some pots and stuff. This new fruit bowl, which weirdly wasn't slotting to the cabinets, but did slot to the island. And that's from the Cozy Kitsch kit. It's nice to just have like one simple fruit, like it's just apples. Put in the garbage can, and there is a garbage can that does go on the exterior as well. And then I was just fixing up these candle lights that kind of flank the front entrance there. And then I was trying to figure out the fireplace chimney situation so that we actually have smoke. For some reason, the half walls were being weird and they weren't placing the higher size. I couldn't figure that out. So then I lowered the chimney down, and then it had this weird like black glitch going on. So I found a shorter base game chimney and just decided to kind of revise how the chimney looks on the exterior and kind of make it look like that. So, and then I was thinking like in the distance, there's this like, I don't know if it's a decorative house or what. I don't think it is, but they have like curved railings, but they're curved railings that come with the Life and Death expansion. Like it's this fence that I'm going to use around the entire perimeter in just a little bit here. But like it has like curves and stuff around it. And I thought, oh, is that like debug or something? But no. So I was thinking about trying to do it curved that way, but it didn't really work out how I wanted it to, so we just ended up making the fencing square. I do tuck in some debug bushes in here. I think they're base game. I was going for the darker ones, but then I went back to the Life and Death ones. They're a bit lighter in color, so I think they looked nicer. Or maybe these are just base game bushes, but I think they were what's already like used around the world and around this lot in particular. And then the bush was clipping inside, so I just pulled that little bit back there so it's not clipping into the office wall there. And yeah, this was the fence. So I'm like, oh, there's the debug version, but there was no curved bits to it. So I was like, well, I guess we'll just draw it out. I did leave quite a bit of a perimeter. I think it's like 3 or 4 tiles around the fence, but it's a lot of fence. Maybe that's what made it so expensive, the lot price, because I mean, that is a lot of fence. And then just doing the stone on the exterior. I went for a horse ranch stone, I think. Very nice, though. I was like, wow, that's really nice. I don't remember seeing that before, but it has like a gray version. And now I'm just trying to connect the front path here to like the dirt, which I was very grateful that some of the dirt from the world actually continued on to the lot. I think they should do that more often because it's way easier to blend in, because that's something that I didn't paint there. Like it kind of already existed. I made it maybe a little bit like bigger, but just trying to figure it out here. I did a lot of terrain painting here to kind of blend it in, but then we went for this like stone pad area, and then I just kind of used some of this sand stuff, which matched very closely to what was in the world, and just kind of drew pads kind of very poorly, but that's kind of what it looks like in the world anyway, with like, as you can see, like around the lot and in the surrounding areas, it just looks like that. So I thought, let's just make it look like that, you know, let's just kind of keep with the overall theme, because there's no like roads or anything around here, so it works well. I did manage to find the same trees and similar trees that are used around the lot, just trying to figure out how to place them. It was very hard to do the backyard because like there was this vast open space before I placed like the bonfire, which naturally I think a pool would go there. And if you want a pool, there's plenty of space for a pool. As you can see, like the yard is huge, but I did like just trying to place the trees. I wanted it to feel like natural and stuff, and it just wasn't looking that way. It just seemed like I was planting the trees in like a line. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to look different. So I just kind of, make it work as much as possible and make it look as natural as possible, but not like have too many trees either surrounding the house. So I think we came up with a good balance in the end, and I think there's just enough trees. We are now doing the garden plots, and yes, I did say there were a lot of them, and you can plant a bunch of stuff, including some potted planters. The ones out front are just going to be for I kind of put bushes in them, so they're not really they're kind of already used. But yeah, so you can't really use those in particular, but the ones out by the garden you can, and I mean there's plenty. So as you can see, yeah, the benches didn't slot to the bonfire pit, but I just kind of put some close. I hope that's far enough back so that way your Sims don't catch fire or something, but I guess we'll see. So yeah, very nicely finished house. And I do put a telescope on the upper balcony, which is off of the second bedroom. So this is the finished house. It's called Marigold Chateau. Again, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery. My gallery or EAID is just TheSimified. 50 by 50 lot, 2-bed, 3-bath, great family home, great location in Ravenwood. It's very kind of, I want to say it's secluded, but it's also not, but it's just a nice big lot. It reminds me a lot of Henford on Bagley a bit, where there's that one massive lot in the middle, and then there's nothing around you basically. But it's a very nice location. I think it's a very beautiful house. If you did enjoy this build, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, subscribe to the channel for future builds. I think I want to do one more life and death build, which is going to be just using the life and death, but I want to go a bit more gothic and dark. I have an idea in my head of what I want to do, but I don't know how it's going to translate, but it's a very weird way to use the items, but I'll have to play around with it and see. And then I do want to do one more cozy Kitsch build, but I'm thinking maybe a smaller build, a tiny house or something. I think the items could work well there, maybe a mixture of base game and cozy Kitsch again. But it's just nice to use all of the packs, at least the latest ones, in a build together just to kind of see how it works. Although Horse Ranch isn't super latest, but it has the most beautiful windows and railings and columns and items. Actually, a lot of items, but I don't know that I used a lot of the items. I think I mainly used it for the windows, but they are my favorite windows, especially the giant ones, the ones I used in the living room. But this is the second bedroom, and then we zoom around to the outside quickly to kind of show off the backyard, but that's really it. That's all I had for this speed build. I do hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're enjoying Life and Death or the new kits or anything you're looking forward to as far as speed builds. I'm always open to feedback and suggestions on builds that I can possibly create or recreate in the channel. But that's all I had for this video. So I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.